All right, and we are now live. Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening again, wherever you're tuning in from. If you are going to watch the replay and this live as well, thank you so much for tuning in. I am here coming to you live from the gloomy and rainy and foggy Windsor, Ontario, Canada today. Again, if this is the first time that you're seeing me, I'm Aryan, and I'm a Filipino immigrant living here in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, with my husband and two young kids. I have 14 years old, a teenager, and a 7-year old, so they're both boys. Prior to coming here to Canada, I was an SAP programmer back in the Philippines, and I've worked for 12 long years. And then in 2022, it's when we came here in Canada. I started as a student, and my husband and I did multiple jobs here. And right now, I'm working as an IT analyst, and also I'm a proud digital business owner. So I help corporate moms, dads, working parents, hardworking parents actually, who wants to generate income online, and so they can create more quality family moments and have more time with their kids. So there it is. That's who I am. All right. So today I'm just gonna hop in quickly to share with you actually the struggles, the recent biggest struggle that I had and how I overcame it. So I hope that you're gonna learn from this. Uh, you know, um, you're gonna learn a thing or two from my story. And I just wanted to share this because I know that there's a lot of people also wanting to immigrate into another country from the Philippines, right? So I wanted to let you know that um, the biggest struggle in my life so far was our road to permanent residency here. Okay. It's because it's definitely a huge leap of faith. Because it's the first time in our family, both our extended families as well, to send off members of the family to go to a different country, let alone you know to go to the other side of the globe, like literally 12 hours to 13 hours time difference. So so yeah so it's a huge accomplishment for both of our families. And just to share a quick background as well, so you know what transpired, right? So from July 2021, that's when I started reading or researching about how to immigrate. I've already looked into different agencies back then, doing their like FB lives or presentations, but those agencies would offer like a minimum of the package would be a minimum of $500,000 to $1 million for one person, right? And we are four in the family, so we definitely couldn't afford that. We don't have that much money. Um, and so when I saw friends leaving the Philippines and knew that they are going to settle to Canada, I asked them. So I asked them the details. They added me into FB groups. I checked the guides, the instructions on what to do. I started reading, researching, all of that. And then come September, which was a low moment in our lives. That was the time that my grandfather died. This was still the pandemic, kind of lockdown in the Philippines, and he actually died in front of PGH emergency inside our car. We just felt bad that we weren't able to give him the medical attention that's due, and that he didn't have a proper burial because it was still the pandemic. So he had to be cremated immediately. So that was September of 2021. And then October 2021, the following month, we secured passport renewal appointments. So for Filipinos, you know how hard it is. I think I stayed up late in the wee hours of, I don't know, night or morning, uh, being on standby, watching out for open slots for the passport renewal. And we also helped family members secure slots as well. So yeah, it happened. And then November, that's when I found out that I got accepted in Humber, in the school that I applied in. And, that was already one of the wins. And I said, I think we will be able to do this. Like, I was very hopeful at that time. And so I pushed to have my parents' house, the living room in my parents' house renovated, because that's where my grandfather stayed. And I wanted to have like a common living room so that the family can gather around, so that we can have that space. And so we still did that, even though it wasn't included in the budget during that time. And we needed money, of course, so that we can fly out from the Philippines, right? But still, we did that. I think it's because I wanted to be at ease. I wanted to feel at peace before I leave the Philippines. And so we did that. And then come December I was supposedly going to take the winter season, the winter class, but I deferred to summer because we still had to prepare a lot of documents. So I got sick. My family got sick multiple times. Actually, Marky had two dengue strains, and we weren't able to bring him to the hospital. We had to do it at home. We had to take care of him at home. Um, and we also had the vaccines then, which really got us, after the vaccination, the booster shots of COVID, and so that's what happened. I think December was such a low moment for us as well. And then January, the first week, we submitted the student visa application. All of the requirements, I created the statement of purpose, I revised it multiple times. I inserted all attachments, all documents that I had um, to that I know would be able to help get it approved. So we waited and we got on with our life. We continued doing what we had to do, preparing for the big day. Even if we don't have the results yet, we already cleaned up the house, sold a couple of things, threw old stuff. What else? It's like we're already claiming it. It's like we knew that we're already leaving. So even my clothes, I had to like gather them into one place, keep them, all of my little trinket stuff, books, things like that. So come March, that's when we received the good news that the student visa has been approved. I remember we were driving from our physiotherapy appointment during that time, and we were with the kids, and I let out a short loud scream, and I was staring up. I said, this is happening, this is already happening. So we continued preparing, packed our stuff, and booked our flights and flew to Canada by the end of April. As of the moment, we're still not approved, but we are very positive about it. We just submitted our permanent residency application. It's still on submitted status, but we are expecting to hear from the government, from IRCC here in Canada by January. So that's how it went, and the story is still um, not done. We're still in that road. We're still in that pathway. So We're kind of just waiting right now. So, what are the key takeaways that I had based on that timeline, that journey, that period of time that I struggled? So, I just wanted to tell you guys that life happens. Life happens. In Filipino, ganyan talagang buhay. Minsan nasa taas, minsan nasa baba. Sometimes you're on top, sometimes you're at the bottom. And when you're at the bottom, you try to climb up, you go to the top again, and then you stumble down again. That's a cycle of life. And we cannot control that, right? But what we can control is how we react to things. So there's a lot of things that happened during that period of time. And with the timeline that I told earlier, you know that there were times that were on top, and you know that there were times that were at the bottom and very emotional. So, what I controlled during that time was how I reacted to things. And even though I knew that there were things that are happening that's, you know, that our emotions were too low, or we're being sad or worried or things like that, we still continued with life. We still had to do things to get us closer to the goal. So in Filipino, instead of saying, ano ba yan, problema na naman to, lagi na lang ganito, blah, blah, blah. Instead, just think, or try to realize, what is this situation trying to tell you? What is this situation teaching you? Right? Because it's everyday learning. You learn every day, and you use those learnings to get ahead in life. You know what I mean? So, yun, instead of saying, ito na naman tayo, yung makakapagpahila sa'yo pababa, why not just think ahead? Like, don't let it stop you. Just think ahead. What is this trying to teach you? Ano pa ba yung kailangan mong matutunan so that you can get and achieve your goals, right? So that's number one. And we didn't stop. So that's why we're here. That's number one. Number two, um, every day, ask, what else can I do to bring me closer to my goals? Whether big or small, it doesn't matter. Just go after your goals. Just take action right now, right here, right now. Just do it. Sabi nga ng Nike, just do it, right? So every day, just ask yourself, what can I do? What else can I do to bring me closer to my goals? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's big or small, just start it. And then number three, write it down. Be visual. So when I started the journey of researching, doing these things, I did visualize myself, and I wrote it down, exactly what I wanted to do, like exactly what I wanted to achieve 2 or 3 years from now. And I still kept it, and probably I will show it to you when I achieved all of the things in there. But still, that was my guiding light. That became my guiding light. Like, I knew that I wanted these things, and that I'm going after it, whatever it takes. So write it down, be very detailed, like the wind that's caressing your face. Try to visualize the shoes, the clothes that you're wearing. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? Who are you with? Things like that. I wrote it down very, very, very detailed. So I'm really excited once I get to that point in my life. Once I achieve those goals that I wrote down, I'm gonna show it to you. And then, better yet, as well, make it visual. So eto yung wala pa ako, pero I'm over this is overdue for me. I'm going to do this very, very soon, probably this weekend. So make it visual, do vision boards. Create your own vision board. It's easier now because we have tools like Canva, CapCut, editing tools like that. And then just put your face in there. What are you wearing? What are the things that will make you happy, that will bring you the feeling of getting to your goals or achieving those goals. So just write it down, make it visual. And then the next thing, um, so one struggle back then was the rules are changing, and it's sometimes confusing. So like the goals that you have personally, you just have to follow your heart. You don't have to copy from others. You don't have to look at them and like literally say I wanted to be there. I wanted to be literally like her, or like him. So don't just copy. Ask yourself, what do you really want, and follow your heart and be laser focused with the goals that you have. So next, we have a lot of limiting beliefs when we were born. Since we were born, the beliefs that we acquired from our parents, from our siblings, from our extended family, our grandparents, and whatnot, a lot of those limiting beliefs are stopping you from what you are bound to do, from this day on. So try to change that mindset. Usually it's all about money and resources. And then we say, in Filipino, we say, parang hindi ko yata kaya, or hindi ko ata to kaya. So you already have, it's already putting in doubts in your mind, right? So it's not healthy if you're going after your goals. So try to change that mindset. And also, if you're embarking on a journey to achieve your goals, it could really definitely feel lonely sometimes. So, in my case, even if I had my husband back then, I felt lonely. There were times that I felt lonely, and before, right, I chose to keep the goals to myself before I broadcast it, because I don't want to be embarrassed that I didn't achieve a goal. You know what I mean? But you know what I learned? Having a great community, a great support is really very helpful for you to achieve your goals. So it's because the people who really loves you, who really sees you through, they will support you, especially if they see you that you are working so hard for your goals. So that support is really detrimental for you to achieve your goals. And we're all connected. It's before I used to like keep it all to myself, but now that I'm trying to achieve one goal after another, I always tell it to the family, to the whole family, even to the kids, and even to my parents, and even to my aunts. you know when we talk through messenger, sometimes we touch on those topics, and I clearly tell them my next goals for the future. So it helps because you're trying to release it to the world, and you're trying to be accountable for your actions. Okay. And just declare it, because if you say it often as well, one day you will realize that it has become your reality. So one practice that we're doing, Tambi and I, so my husband's really good at this. If he thinks that it's already for him and he claims it, he would always say, okay na yan, tapos na yan, even if it hasn't happened yet. So when he got the job, we were so happy because even before it was offered to him, he would always say, because I always remind him, oh, why not email this person? Oh, why not try to check this, or try to see if this is still available? Why don't you apply to another job? But he always answers, tanggap na ako dyan. Tapos na yan. Mag-uumpisa na ako. Yan. So that's a practice that's probably difficult for others to start off with, but if you got used to it, it's really very helpful as well. It's like claiming it already, that it already happened to you and it's already done. And then connect, be involved, research, read, and be updated. It only takes a little effort to read, things, just, given time. Um, I remind you, or I'm reminding you that utilized and applied knowledge is power. Not just knowledge is power, but utilized and applied knowledge. Okay. And then last but not the least, pray and have faith. Pray and have faith. So let's define faith. Faith is continuously believing and knowing that it will happen even if you're not seeing results or you don't know the outcome yet. So what you have is your vision, your goal, right? And you don't know how it will happen. You don't know how you will achieve that. What will transpire in that period of time when you're waiting for you to get to that moment. Just pray and have faith. So it just takes what, several minutes to pray in a day. And then if you have faith, it's easy to shift your mind, remove all the doubts, remove the worries, and replace it with happy thoughts. Try to visualize again, oh, this is what will happen to me once I achieve this goal. So there, I hope you got some value from my story and from that sharing. Thank you so much for watching, whether this live or replay. If you are interested to learn more about how we are making income online, just register in my website down below, aryangale.com, and you will receive a link to a webinar. We have a webinar later tonight at I believe it's 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time or Toronto time. So we're helping hardworking parents, corporate parents, generate income online so that they can achieve more quality moments, more precious time with their family. So that's it from me, and thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a great rest of the day, and God bless you. Bye.